Sabbath in Deuteronomy 5:15. Several people to oppose biblical doctrines use the tools of Satan. Jesus once came across Satan, and he used the Bible, and we can see in the verse, Matthew 4:6, in which Satan tells Jesus to jump, because God would direct the angels so that nothing bad would happen to he. This is indeed a biblical standard, and it is written in Psalm 91 hours 11 minutes. But is that correct? The verse is correct, but you cannot look at the verse and conclude what you want, because Jesus said in Matthew 4:7, that he could not tempt God. Thus, a verse is not an end in itself, a verse is completed with another verse, and thus it is understood. Therefore, Satan uses the verse to have the end in himself and thus build his ideas, and nullify other verses. Many people use Deuteronomy 5:15 in this way. In this verse, we have that God commanded the Sabbath to be kept, so that it remembers that the people had been a slave. Many people using the same tools as Satan, use the verse on themselves, as if they don't need to see the context, and thus create a dogma. First, why keeping the Sabbath? Would they remember that they were slaves? What does Sabbath keeping have to do with it? If we read the history of the period, we see that Moses asked Pharaoh, that the people could worship in a place following the Hebrew rites, but Pharaoh would not let him, until God freed the Hebrews. Thus, this freedom of worship involved remembering that they were slaves, and when keeping the Sabbath holy, they would remember that this could not be done before. Okay, you mean Saturday is just that? If we read in Exodus 20:8-11, we should remember the Sabbath because God at creation rested, blessed, and sanctified the Sabbath. Does this nullify Deuteronomy 5:15? No, neither verse cancels the other. But many people using the same rule as Satan try to override Exodus 20 and Genesis, using Deuteronomy as the overriding verse, but the verse does not override the others. As in Psalm 91 hours 11 minutes, you cannot cancel that. You cannot tempt God. Thus, for the Hebrews, the Sabbath remembers deliverance, and remembers that in creation God rested, sanctified, and blessed the seventh day. While Deuteronomy 5:15 refers to the liberation of the people to be able to worship, in the period of Exodus, Genesis and Exodus 20:8-11 refers to creation. While one focuses on the Hebrew people, in Genesis, it manages all peoples. Neither verse nullifies the other, just as it does not tempt God, it does not nullify that God commands angels to help people. Thus, it is merely Satan's tool, individuals to use verses to try to deceive the simple, trying to nullify other verses.
If you are looking for more content from different areas, visit the reformadorstosag.com website. News and detailed content can be found with system of research and organization of text and video.